What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever, period. I am your host, Pharaoh, and as you see, I am solo dolo today, honey. Y'all stuck with Uncle Pharaoh. So you know what that means? Get your cups. This might look like water, but it's at least Sprite, and at most, something more than Sprite that I have been drinking. So get your cups, relax, get down to the motherfucking gritty, because we finna get into this motherfucking week, bitch. And you know what? I felt real nice and special today. We're gonna do a cute little a test run, and we're gonna see how y'all acting. Why y'all in the chat talking about? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this little feature. I'm gonna use this little feature in the corner. We're going to keep up with the chat, and I need y'all to act accordingly. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say that. Act how y'all act. Oh, y'all in the chat being messy. I'm turning it off. Because y'all already being messy. I hate y'all. The kingdom getting the chat messy down every time. God damn. The girls is asking where Lee at. Baby, Lee's at work. I promise you Lee is at work. If Lee is not here 99.9% of the time, he's at work, or he was just at work, or he is at work. Baby, we should good. We should good over here, baby. That's my sister. Lee and Pharaoh is never gonna not be should good. We should good. They asking, am I already drunk? Absolutely not. Why would I already be drunk? That's crazy. Jim said Lee had better things to do than cover this shit show season. And that's the motherfucking tweet. That is literally the motherfucking tweet. There's nothing to talk about. I mean, there is stuff to talk about. More God gave us a lot of content this week, but just in general, the passion that usually is there with the Big Brother season, it's just not as much there as it usually is for the rest of the season, honestly. Like, it truly just isn't. I feel like after Rachel Riley went home unfairly, there was just a shit stain on this season. There's just a shit smear that's just there. And More God is trying to like wipe that smear off like gradually, but it's like a windshield wiper without the windshield wiper fluid, and it's just kind of smearing it. And then the driver's side can kind of see now, bitch, but the passenger side you still can't see. There's just this shit stain. And that included with the fact that we have very lackluster gameplay from majority of the house. Then it's like, okay, y'all are also stupid. And then there's only 2 more weeks. So it's almost like I don't need to stay tuned into this season because Rachel Riley isn't here. So who gives a fuck? Hold on, they tested me. Justin Collis says, Pharaoh, recite the alphabet backwards. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. B, I, C, T, H. But yes, no, we're just stuck here with Morgan and Ashley and a bunch of duds. Keanu is a dud. Kelley is a dud. Ava is a dud. Lauren is a dud. And Vince is a dud. It's top 7 with 5 duds. We are like in Milk Dud County. Like, it's bad over here. So honestly, there's been so many people, because, you know, usually we have a guest, we have Lee. Bitch, the guest is checked out too. Bitch, the people aren't watching this season. People aren't tuning in. There's people who I was like talking to, and I was like, hey girl, what you doing? She said, girl, I'm not watching this season no more. I haven't posted a video in months. And I was like, ooh. In a month. Like, they haven't posted videos since Rachel left. They haven't tuned in since Rachel left. Like, this isn't the season. This isn't really that girl anymore. So we'll see how it ends up. Unless Morgan and Ashley are the final 2, it's a chop. If Morgan or Ashley can win the season, then I'll look back on it in a different light. But it's just the stain. It really is. Why my sister calling me? Girl, I'm live. Hold on. I'm live, queen. Love you. So yes, it's just a no for me, truly. And I agree with all the people who aren't tuning in. Like, that's really just all it was. Like, that's really all it is. Any podcast we've done after Rachel left, it's kind of been like, man, who gives a fuck? da 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 da. Even the chat, it's like the chat is here, but the chat isn't really here. So yeah, that's all it is. We just wasn't vibing. The girls in the chat still asking, where's Lee and the guests? Baby, they not here. It's just me. And that's okay too. I'm enough. Am I not enough? I'm not good enough? Slide in, chat. But yes, we're here to talk about week 10 of Big Brother 27. Last week ended off my man Will, my main Apple Scrapple. Will has been evicted. We moved into top 7, and of course, we got a couple of results. Now, this is Big Brother that I'm about to get into, and then there's a whole nother show happening called Morgan the Virgin, or Vince the Cheater, or Cheat Mans, or Showman, like whatever you want to call it. Minnie, Vorgan. There is a soap opera that we don't have the title for yet that is occurring. Cheating Island, like Keanu said. Vorgan. It could be called More God and Ashley, and it's about a family and a mother and her daughter, and how the mother is with a man who has a woman already. Everyone says Cheating Island. Cheating Island. So Cheating Island, the soap opera, is going on over there. BB telenovela. BB telenovela, Cheating Island, Cheating Island is happening over there, and then Big Brother is happening over here. So first, we're going to talk about Big Brother, and then we're going to talk about BB telenovela, Cheating Island. So on Big Brother, let me pull up the people. We still have 7 people in the game. Lauren, Kelley, and Ava have become a trio of white girls. No, and it's nothing wrong with being a trio of white girls. I love a trio of white girls, but that's what it is. And then Morgan has Ashley on one end and Vince on one end, and she's kind of forcing them to be in camaraderie, at least through this week. This is the remnants of the judges. So I felt like it makes sense in this week to put them together. So we have the remnants of the judges, Morgan, Ashley, and Vince. And then we have White Girl Magic, Lauren, Kelley, and Ava. And then Keanu is, of course, not included on either side. But this week, he's leaning more towards the remnants of the judges. He's been speaking with Morgan and Ashley a lot about working together. Him and Morgan are trying to form this kind of duo deal, and of course he's always been up under the man, and the only man in the game is Vince. So Keanu is leaning more towards those. Right now, this is the setup going into this week, and we see that Vince initially won the head of household. When Vince won the head of household, he nominated Keanu, Kelley, and Ava after a lot of conversations with Morgan and Keanu about potentially nominating Lauren. He ended up not doing it, and he decided to just nom Kelley, Ava, and Keanu. Morgan won the veto, and even though there was a lot of speculation about who he would nominate if she won the veto, she was able to convince him that if she uses the veto on Ava, he puts up Lauren, and that's exactly what happened. Morgan used the veto on Ava, and he renominated in her place Lauren, who you would think is his final 2. And we can get into all of those details because, my God, Vince is something, girl. Shout out to Tegan in the chat. Tegan says, I'm scared for Kel Legend this week. Well, there's a lot wrong with this sentence. Let's break it down. Number 1, scared. Lauren is scared of a lot of things. Kelley this week said she was scared when Keanu had his locks down. So, the most scary thing for Kelley is Keanu with his locks down. The most POC thing that she could find was what she was scared of this week. The second thing wrong with this, Kel Legend. I don't know where the legend part came from. Maybe legendary in the sense of like your old news, like elderly. Maybe legendary in the sense of like you're a legend. You're a legend, Kelley. Like, Kelley, you're a legend at the fact that you lost. Like, you're a legendary loser. Like, legendary terrible at this game. Like, you're one of the legends of the worst players of this game. That might be that. And then the last part, this week kind of doesn't even exist because Rachel Riley went home. So even that part is incorrect. The only thing you ate was sending the gift. So thank you so much, Tegan, for supporting. Love you down, queen. You are that girl. I know that's right. Ooh, Kelley needs to go. But yes, this is what we have. These were the final nominees: Lauren, Kelley, and Keanu. Now, starting at the beginning of this week, like I said, Vince won this HOH, and I need to watch my verbiage. Because I don't hate anyone in these Big Brother seasons for the most part, other than like a Riley or someone who's fully disgusting. But for the most part, I don't hate anyone here. I don't even hate Kelley. I don't care enough about Kelley to hate her. And with Vince, I'm about to talk a lot of shit, but I just want everyone to know and for everyone to be clear that I don't hate Vince. I kind of like, a part of me is like, if Vince hit me up on one of them apps, I might be like, hey, Vince, come over. Let's have some drinks. And you know, maybe I can rub you awake on your arm, or maybe we can cuddle with the pillows in between, and then you can accidentally touch my leg and oops, are you okay? You know, maybe that. But anyways, the point is that I don't dislike Vince, but Vince is, for lack of better words, weak. Extremely. He is head people pleaser in a bad way. Head people pleaser in a bad way. They in the chat talking about some ill. Oh no, not Vince. Y'all, you thirsty for Vince. Oh, you gotta be drunk. You thirsty for Vince. Baby, although Vince isn't the cutest person in the face, when he got them curls out, and when you think about, y'all, I need y'all to really think right now. The mixture of height and slimness usually equals a specific chemical reaction in the lower body. You know, either you know or you know. The girls who get it. The girls who don't. And I'm going to just leave it at that. See, look, Allison is hearing me out. Alessandra said, I agree with that. Thank you to the smart girls in the motherfucking chat. It's true. Y'all just going to have to be mad at it. And another thing is, a lot of men who like to be stepped on by women, like, they have something to them. Like, Vince is very much so, mommy, step on me. Very much so, mommy's milk. Very much so, oh, please, don't step on me, Mother Goddess Morgan, please. And then the whole time he's laying on the ground waiting for her. He's very much so, have y'all seen? Okay, that's getting too vulgar. But yeah, that's him. He's very much so, he wants a powerful goddess, an ethereal goddess woman, maybe even an Amazonian like Morgan. Morgan gives me Wonder Woman vibes with a whip and everything. Chains and whips excite her. It's giving very much so, nah, come on. That's what Vince wants in a woman. And I think Morgan is exactly that. And I think that's why we have the Big Brother telenovela going on. But anyways, in Big Brother, not the telenovela, Vince wins the HOH. And of course, Morgan has to run it. So she spent the night in his HOH room 6 days in a row, the entire damn week. And she was convincing him before his nominations to nominate Lauren, Kelley, and Keanu. She did not want Ava on the block, and she was trying very hard to tell him Ava shouldn't be the target. Vince's ideal target was Ava. So she literally vetoes his ideal target by the end of the week, but his target was Ava. He felt like Ava was the person he was least connected to and does not like him. That part is correct, and we see exactly what happened. He did not get his goal. Ava is not going home. Morgan the whole week was saying, well, no, you should be targeting either Kelley or even potentially Lauren, because these are the people who are a threat to our game. I'm trying to make sure us make it to the final two, me and you. If I'm your real final two, I don't see why there's an issue. And of course, this was a debacle because Vince is not really a final two with Morgan. He said on the episode that he wants to go to final two with Lauren. But in his mind, his relationship with Morgan outside of the game is more important, in my opinion. This is my opinion. He didn't say this, but in my opinion, his relationship with Morgan outside of the game is more valuable than his relationship with Lauren within the game. So, in my opinion, although Vince thinks Lauren is better for him to sit next to in final two, he values Morgan's relationship with him outside of the game. So he listens to what she says more than anything else that makes sense for his game. So that's kind of what happened. Now, he's such a people pleaser that he was going to nominate Lauren. Morgan had fully convinced him multiple times to nominate Lauren. His only issue was he's not comfortable doing that without speaking to Lauren about it. So he had to speak to Lauren and make sure she agreed before he did it. But every time he spoke to Lauren, Lauren was like, I'm not agreeing to that. I'm not going to go on the block. No. Very much so, Julie, when Ashley tried to change her vote. No. Very much so that. Lauren was not having it. Now, Did Lauren put her foot down? Yes. Do I want to applaud a fish for swimming? No. A lot of the girls were on the timeline. Oh my God, Lauren ate that. She told her closest ally, who she's vetoed earlier in the season and didn't renominate and has been throwing her whole game away for her, to not nominate her. She's eating that up. Yes, queen. No, I'm not applauding a fish for swimming. This is the one time Lauren did anything, and I wouldn't even call it doing anything, baby. You were in danger, queen. She did not eat that. She was in danger. That man got fully convinced to nominate his quotations number one ally, and she said no. And look at her ass, still on the block. Please. So anyways, she did never agree to it, which is Big Brother 101. And I will give her Big Brother 101 diploma, because she achieved the Big Brother 101 and she made sure to never agree to be a pawn or be nominated by Vince. I think the confusing part about this is, why does Vince want to do this? Because logically for his game, it makes no sense. And when he's speaking to Lauren, he's speaking as if it's logical. He's saying, this is what's best, but this is what's best for our game. But it is, Lauren. But Lauren, we can both gain allies from this. If you do this, you gain allies. And Lauren's like, what are you talking about? No, I don't. And Vince is like, yes, you do. We both do. This is what's best for both of our games. This is what's best for both of our games. Please, Lauren. Lauren, please. Would you be mad at me? Would you be mad at me if I did it? And Lauren's like, I would not be happy with you if you did that. And Vince is like, well, but please, but would you be back? But would you come for me? Would you take me out? I won't promise that I would not. Well, please, but Lauren, please. I feel like this is what's best for both of our game. I'm gonna ruin my game if I don't do it. This is what's best for my game. Well, last week, I didn't nominate you when I could have. But Lauren, this is just so hard for me. I mean, I just feel, I just wish my ideal final two is you and Morgan. I just wish you guys, I just feel like I'm gonna piss everybody off. Like, I feel like this is exactly what I need for my game. And why can't you? I mean, I feel like it'll work. You don't think it'll work at all? No, I don't. Please, but wouldn't it work? God damn it! And that was for hours. That was for hours. Mind you, I'm not even glued to the feeds like that. I'm hopping in and out of the feeds. Every time I hop in and out, it's the same conversation. They outside in the damn patio area fucking talking. And Lauren's still saying no, and he's still saying, please, Lauren, please. Nigga, just do it. This is Big Brother Nominator. If you feel, because this is the thing, he was fully convinced it was good for his game, which it's not. It's actually horrible for his game. Ashley don't even fucking like you. Put Ashley up. Thank God he didn't. But nigga, are you stupid? Put Ashley up and shut up. The gag is Kelley, Keanu, nor Lauren should have. Really, the nom should have been Ashley, Ava, and I guess Kelley. It should have been Ashley, Ava, and Kelley for real. And backdoor Keanu if you got to. He like put up all three wrong nominations. The only nomination he got right is Kelley. Thank God. Get her out of here. But like, come on now, sir. You just wasn't eating that. And he couldn't convince her for the slightest. And I'm not saying Lauren is a pushover, but I just feel like if you can't even convince Lauren, what could you do? Like, no shade. If you can't convince Lauren, what could you do? And obviously it's hard to convince someone to nominate them, but it's like, let's say I'm Vince. And first of all, if I'm Vince, why the fuck would I put up Lauren? Lauren damn near ruined her, not even damn near. Lauren literally ruined her entire game 5 weeks ago when she used the veto on me instead of leaving the nominations the same when I definitely had the votes to say. Riley went home after that. Kat went home after that. She listened to me when I told her when I didn't convince her to take out. Like, this girl is doing everything in her power to work with Vince. Lauren would never be nominated. Ashley don't give a fuck about you. So first of all, he's stupid for that. But second of all, let's say I was dumb enough to genuinely think Lauren needs to be nominated. Why are you asking for permission? You're the HOH. Go to Lauren, like Morgan says, give her a bottle, give her a blankie, and tell her to lay down and shut up. So what the fuck he should have did? Like, what? And not even like that. If it was me, I would have went to Lauren. I would have said, So, I mean, I would have did the first part. I would have did the same thing. I would have been like, I feel like it's good for both of our games. I feel like blah, 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 blah. Whatever argument, I would have came up with a better argument. But I would have came up with an argument. I would have convinced her. If she would have said no, I would have been like, well, I feel like my hands are tied and I have to do it. I genuinely just have to do it. What we need to focus on is what we're going to do after I nominate you, because that's what I have to do. Like, stand on something. The fact that you don't do this is because you don't stand on shit. You need to stand on something. Like, stand on something. And please, and like saying bullshit. Don't say bullshit to her. She knows it's not good for her game. She knows Morgan and Ashley doesn't like her. She knows Morgan doesn't give a fuck about her. She knows this isn't going to work. So stop trying to play in her face. Are you stupid? And that's the issue. He genuinely believes it will genuinely work. And that's the problem. And it's like, baby, no, it won't. The fuck? So all of that occurs. He ends up not nominating Lauren because she never agrees to it. He puts up Ava, Kelley, and Keanu. They play the power of veto. It's speculated that the power of veto was kind of like the seesaw situation where you have to put the balls on the seesaw and run back. Morgan won her third veto in a row, the only three-peat of the season. Keanu, you only won two. No, you only won two in a row. Okay, remember that. Morgan won 3 in a row. She ate that up. She's heating up, honey. She's actually locking in, honey. And this is when she comes up with her next plan, which is I'm using the veto on Ava potentially, and we need to get Lauren out. The same thing happens with Morgan and Vince. They go back and forth over and over again. Vince finally agrees that he needs to put up Lauren. And finally, he has a conversation where even though she keeps saying no, 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 he kind of doesn't care this time. He is determined to put her up on the block, and he's determined to go along with this plan, which is terrible for him. I genuinely just feel like he thinks in his mind, and this is what we saw on the feeds today, he thinks if he goes against Ashley, that he will lose Ashley, Will, and Rachel's vote in the jury. I don't think that's true at all. Morgan has convinced him of this, that the judges have 3 jury votes and he will lose their jury votes, yada, yada, yada. Baby, if they're not voting you, they weren't voting you regardless. Like, it has nothing to do with you making a good move for your game. If anything, you putting up Lauren confirms that your HOH got ran by Morgan and that you're an idiot. You are never winning this game. Vince's chances of winning went from very low to 0 at this point. Like, Vince it's going to be very, very, very hard for Vince to win this game. And I don't think he's going to do anything in order to switch the fact that he can win this game. So, hey, we're here. Y'all trying to come for Morgan. Lucky says Morgan's BB Comics veto don't count because Lauren threw it. So in that sense, every single HOH that has ever been won in Big Brother history does not count because somebody threw it. Come to the mic. Does that make sense? Every single veto that has ever been thrown, which is 80% of the vetoes, don't count. Does that make sense? Okay. The amount of competitions that have been thrown in Big Brother history is damn near 80%, 90% of the competitions. There is always somebody throwing. Don't come for my girl. More God, run that rightfully so. We could even speculate that Lauren only stopped for 20 seconds and Morgan was 30 seconds ahead of her. We don't know how long Lauren was sitting there. Lauren could have pressed that button immediately and Morgan still could have won. We don't know. Don't do my girl. Don't do my girl. But we move. So then we have the final nominees, Keanu, Lauren, and Kelley. The unfortunate part is that a part of the agreement for Morgan to use the veto was that she was genuinely not go against Vince and she would genuinely not vote out Lauren. So moving forward, Morgan and Ashley have discussed that they will genuinely be voting out Kelley in any scenario. And if Kelley were to win the blockbuster, God, please don't let that happen. Then they would have to vote out Keanu in that sense because they don't want to go against Vince. Morgan specifically doesn't want to go against Vince. My speculation is that she would have went against Vince, but what happened last night on the feeds is that Vince made a comment that he would like essentially Kermit the Frog soup aside if she were to go against him in the game in this way by voting out Lauren. And that made Morgan very frantic. She was getting a little erratic. She was kind of going a little crazy because she was like, damn, like you're taking things outside of the game. And then this morning they had a very long argument, very soap opera like, which is what we need to get into, about how he is saying that outside of the game they won't be close if she makes this game move, and she doesn't like that. That tells me she was ready to vote out Lauren. honestly. And because Vince has started using these threats, she doesn't like that. And now it's making her feel guilty because she was damn near for to vote that girl out. Let's get into the soap opera. Chat, what are your thoughts on the soap opera? Because truly, I don't know. Truly, I don't know, because Vince is, I do think Morgan should vote out Lauren. I will say, before we get into that, Morgan and Ashley should 100% vote out Lauren, especially if Keanu wins the blockbuster. If Keanu wins the blockbuster, they have the numbers. Keanu, Morgan, and Ashley can all vote out Lauren. She will go home. Lauren is the biggest threat to Morgan and Ashley. She has won 2 HOHs. She could easily win the double eviction. They don't know it's a double eviction, but she could easily win the next one. It is imperative that Morgan and Ashley evict Lauren if Keanu wins the blockbuster. If Kelley wins the blockbuster, they don't really have the numbers. So they don't need to do it in that scenario because they don't really have the numbers. But if Keanu wins the blockbuster and they don't evict Lauren, that is going to be a very big game mistake for them, in my opinion. Now, Kelley is just as, quotations, threatening in the sense that she will also nominate them. It's just Kelley hasn't won an HOH yet and Lauren has. So in my mind, they should evict Lauren. Also, Lauren has this connection to Vince that is keeping them from being a trio. And if Lauren is gone, Vince has no choice but to be a trio with Morgan and Ashley because Ava and Kelley don't like him, and he knows that. So I just genuinely think it makes sense for them to evict Lauren. I mean, yeah, to evict Lauren if Keanu wins the blockbuster. But hey, we move. Now, chat, what do y'all think of the motherfucking, I almost said showmance, the soap opera? Because past the fact that Vince has a girlfriend, Kelsey Dumb already broke up with him, all of that. It's clear that Vince wants affection from Morgan in physical ways and in emotional ways. And he has insinuated multiple times this week, which, sir, you're on the live feeds. I would assume someone who's been a fan for 10 years would know that we catch all of this shit, or we catch a big majority of this shit. He keeps insinuating, well, Morgan, there's things I want to say, but I can't say it because it's more of an October conversation. We'll talk about it in October. And Morgan is like, okay. And Morgan is very understanding of what he means by, we'll have to talk about this later. And on Vince's side, Vince keeps insinuating that we're going to have to talk about this later. So I'm like, what are they aware of? Because if you don't know, on my after shows this season, I've had a lot of special guests this season. Every single Wednesday, get into the after shows. Because I've talked to a lot of people. When I talked to Jessica Milagros and Derek Levasseur, I spoke to them and they both mentioned how most of the seasons, people talk about real things and real life when the HOH lockdown is happening on Thursdays for like 2.5 hours. So what I'm thinking is Vince and Morgan are off feeds, and they know they're off feeds for 2.5 hours every single week in the HOH lockdown. Like, what could they be saying when they're sitting next to each other whispering in the HOH room and they're close to each other and everyone else is chitter-chattering and they're able to kind of whisper sweet nothings? It's like everyone in the house knows they have this weird, damn near cheating relationship going on. And if they have this private time and then when the feeds are on, they're speaking in code, I'm like, they could be talking about anything. So it's clear that Vince wants to say all of these things to Morgan. He's talking about October conversations, and I can't say it right now. And there's things other than the game. And Kelsey, he's thinking about Kelsey a lot of the times. He's damn near slipping up and saying Kelsey's name when he's talking to Morgan. So all of this stuff is happening. So it's clear that Vince has some sort of feelings for her. The question is, does Morgan have feelings for Vince? And like, I kind of, I feel like personally, I don't necessarily think she does, because, okay, this is what I'll say. I think maybe she could, but it doesn't. Usually people have similar energies with their crushes. And we know for a fact she genuinely had a crush on Zach. And a part of me was like, I don't know that this is giving the Zach situation. But then again, Zach wasn't in a relationship and Zach didn't have an actual partner. So I put a poll out. Does Morgan have feelings for Vince? Yes or no? Add your answers. I don't necessarily, I think she could, but a part of me doesn't think she does. He just doesn't seem, something about it doesn't seem like she wants to date him. Something about it seems like she has a deep emotional quotient, a deep EQ, and she's very emotional with him. But I would not be surprised if they ended up outside of the game and she friend zoned him. Honestly, I genuinely would not be surprised if it was like friend zone, like it was just giving friend, and she's just a very emotional girl, and she just has very strong emotions. Like I don't know, and I don't think it will be the same as Zach because Vince obviously has a girlfriend. Morgan is obviously scared of that, so maybe that's the reason. But part of me just was like, I don't think she wants that man for real. I think it's what's in front of her. Even if, let's say hypothetically, even if what it is emotional and romantic in a way, I think it's within the season. I think that's what I mean. I think even if Morgan does have a feeling, I think she could, but it's within the game. It's kind of like outside of the house. I don't think that's something that will last for Morgan. I don't think Morgan and Vince will leave the game and Morgan will be comfortable dating someone like Vince. Maybe. But a part of me feels like I can see it ending very fastly, specifically on Morgan's part. Now, Vince, I think he wants a mommy. I think he would love a mommy, and I think Morgan has that dominant mommy energy. So yes. Okay, y'all. The poll was tight. The poll is tight. I'm gonna give y'all a few more seconds because it's kind of tight. But yeah, I think I don't know. To me, it doesn't. To me, it gives that in the season, but it doesn't give that outside of the season. There's this weird like chemistry. There's this weird like thing. But as soon as Morgan found out from Zingbot, because Zingbot came this week, Zingbot came, he zinged Morgan. And in his zing, he said, more. Oh, she said, what's something that, who's someone that you give long hugs to, you spend all of your time with, and you make them dinner? A girlfriend. Zing. That's what Zingbot said to Morgan about Vince. Now, from then on, Morgan has been like, okay, we need to cool it on the hugs. We need to cool it down. Once you cool it down, non-stop. We need to cool it on the hugs. It's not giving sleep in your bed. She was trying to sleep on the day bed in the HOH room, but the producers made her sleep in the main bed with Vince because they messy down. She's like, I'm sleeping backwards. I'm not going to sleep the same direction of you, yada, 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 yada. Now, she's smarter than Vince, so it could just be intellectually she knows this is being perceived in a certain way and she doesn't want to be perceived that way even if she's fucking with him. But it could also be like, I genuinely wasn't fucking with him, so I definitely don't want it to be seen that way because I genuinely don't care. She doesn't seem like she needs it the way that Vince seems like he needs it. Vince seems like, oh, please give me a hug. Don't go downstairs. Could you sleep with me? I've never heard Morgan asking Vince, can we have cuddle time? Well, no. I'm not going to lie. Morgan has definitely gotten jealous vibes when him and Lauren are hanging out all day. She's definitely gotten, he hasn't spoken to me all day vibes, etc., especially before the zing. But it's just, I don't know. It just feels like within the game. And I could be wrong. Let's see the answer of the poll. All right. 57% said no, Morgan does not have feelings. And then the 43% says she does have feelings. Okay. So it's kind of 50-50. It's kind of in the middle. But yeah, Morgan has done some shit. Morgan has given like, oh, he's not talking. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I wish we had better examples because I remember moments of Morgan feeling like Mickey isn't talking to me anymore. Mickey stopped talking to me and da 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 da. And Jimmy doesn't talk to us anymore. And da da da. Like she kind of just gets like that. And I'm like, is this because he's your closest ally and you're scared? Or and I think it's also romantic. I'm not going to just absolve her of any romance things. She has a lot of romance things. I think it's also that. But I just feel like she just has tendencies that I feel like If she said she genuinely did not like him and she genuinely does not date him after the season, I won't be surprised. If she does date him, I won't be surprised. 50-50. That's how I feel. Like Sabria said, and this is no shade, attachment issues. Like Morgan has like this thing that makes it feel anxiety based, and Vince feels cheater based. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. And I think they're both romantically interested in certain ways. But I think more, or at least it appears that way. But I feel like Morgan seems anxiety based. Like everything she does, it seems like you would do this if your closest ally was Ashley and you didn't have anyone. Like you just seem so anxious about everything in those terms. And Vince seems like, please hug me because I'm horny. Like, and that's just no shade. That's how it feels. But hey, we're here. That was the week. More God 8. The final nominees are Keanu, Lauren, and Kelley. Very likely Kelley will go home. If Kelley does not go home, unfortunately, Keanu might go home. Well, I wouldn't say unfortunately. Bye, girl. Keanu will go home. It looks like Lauren is definitely staying, which means going into this double eviction, we have some stuff to talk about because Vince cannot play the HOH at double eviction. It leaves Morgan and Ashley. Lauren and Ava will most likely be here. Kelley, I could say, let's say Kelley goes. Let's say Kelley is gone. Kelley is evicted, which only God can say that, right? If Kelley is evicted, this is the 5 people playing the HOH. I would say in the situation that either Morgan or Ashley win HOH, they will nominate, assuming it's 2 nominees, because we don't even know that. It's a 2-hour event. So they could do another, oh my God, y'all, they could do another blockbuster. They said the blockbuster ends in 2 weeks. They didn't say it ends in 2 rounds, which means at the double, that will still be the second week. They could still do a blockbuster at the double eviction, which means there could still be a blockbuster and there could still be 3 nominees. Let's assume they're not that stupid, which I don't know why I would do that. I should just assume they are that stupid and that there will be a blockbuster. Allison says, will they have time for that? Because it's 2 hours potentially. Wednesday episode, they're going to show the HOH, the nominees, and the veto, they said, which means Thursday episode will be a normal hour eviction. Usually with a normal hour eviction, they also do a normal double. They don't need 2 hours for a regular double. Usually regular doubles are 1 hour. Now this season has the blockbuster, so that would probably extend it a little bit, but so it could just be that they're going to show the normal hour with the blockbuster. And then for the second hour, it's another round. But this is the thing. If you're giving them a whole second hour, you can include the blockbuster because usually double evictions are stuffed into the 1 hour. So you have a whole hour for just the double eviction portion. You have enough time to do a blockbuster. So they could do a blockbuster. So in the scenario, they do a blockbuster. If Morgan or Ashley win HOH, they're no. If Morgan wins HOH, she's nominating Keanu, Ava, and Lauren. If Ashley wins HOH, she's nominating Keanu, Lauren, and Vince. So very likely Keanu will be the target. Lauren will be the backup target. I think next to Ava, I guess Lauren would go, but Vince could go home if Ashley's the HOH. So let's just do Ashley. If Ashley's the HOH, she noms Lauren, Keanu, Vince. The situation with this is if Morgan or Vince win veto, Vince is getting taken off the block. If Lauren or Ava wins veto, I think Lauren, I don't know if Ava will use it. I'm not going to lie. Ava might not use it if Morgan's the HO. If Ashley's the HOH, Ava would use it probably. So Lauren comes off the block. Morgan would go up. In this scenario, Keanu would probably go home. But if there's a blockbuster, Keanu wins the blockbuster. See, that's too much. It's too much with the blockbuster. It's too much with y'all. I can't do it with the blockbuster. It's too much with the blockbuster. I can't do it. So let's just imagine there's no blockbuster, which hopefully to God, there's no blockbuster. If Ashley wins HOH, she's nominating Keanu, And, ooh, is she putting up Vince? Or is she putting up Lauren? Ooh. That's the thing. Ashley, you don't know. I think she might put up Vince. Or maybe she'll do Lauren and renom Vince if she needs to. Let's just say Keanu and Lauren. If Morgan or Vince, honestly, I don't think anyone would win the veto. I don't think anyone else would use the veto other than the nominees. The issue is Keanu and Lauren are both good at the vetoes. If Lauren wins veto and Vince goes up, Keanu goes home. If Keanu wins veto and Vince goes up, Vince goes home. So if Ashley is HOH, I think Keanu or Vince are going home. I don't see a way where Lauren goes home in that scenario. If Morgan is HOH and she has 2 noms, she's doing Keanu and Lauren. The same thing as Ashley. If one of them wins veto, she's putting up Ava and the other is going home. So if Morgan's HOH, Lauren or Keanu are going home. So in 2 scenarios, Keanu is in the most danger. Lauren could go home if Morgan's HOH. Vince could go home if Ashley's HOH. Now, if Lauren is HOH, she's nominating Morgan and Keanu. I think Ashley or Vince would use the veto on Morgan. I think if the veto is not used, Keanu is going home. If Morgan is vetoed, she would put up Ashley. Keanu is going home. If Keanu is vetoed, she would put up Ashley. And Morgan would go home. Because Vince and Keanu, unless Vince convinces Keanu to evict Ashley, I don't know. Keanu always follows a man. So there's potential that if Vince tells Keanu we're evicting Ashley, he could do it. And there's potential that Keanu would vote with Vince to evict Ashley in this round. But naturally, I think Morgan would go in this instance. So this is that instance. If Ava is HOH, she's nominating the boys. And one of the boys goes home. I think one of the boys goes home next to any of the girls. So in majority of this, and if Keanu wins HOH, I forgot he could even win HOH. He's nominating Lauren for sure. And probably Ava, honestly, based on these last couple of weeks. Y'all say I think Keanu will vote out Morgan. Keanu listens to a man every day. So I do think he will vote out Morgan. But yeah. Ava says she will nominate Morgan, but is that in the sense that Keanu is out of the game? I think Ava thinks Keanu is going home this week. If Keanu is still here, she's nominating Keanu. And Vince. I think Ava would nominate Morgan because she thinks Keanu's leaving. She thinks Kelley is staying and she thinks Lauren is staying. That's not happening. Keanu could definitely stay by accident. So I'm like, I think she would nominate Morgan if Keanu or Vince isn't here. You know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe she'll just nominate Morgan. Keanu would probably nominate Lauren and Ava or Lauren and Morgan. Or Lauren and Morgan. In this situation, Vince would have to choose. Vince would have to choose. Or one of the girls who will probably win veto. He'd probably put up either Ava or Ashley. I think he would put up Ava. And Morgan would go the fuck home. No, she wouldn't. Because Vince and Ashley would save her. She would stay. And if he put up Ashley, Morgan would go home. But I think he would put up Ava. So I think Morgan only goes home if Lauren is HOH. I think Lauren only goes home if Morgan is HOH. I think both of them have... Ashley is fully safe. I don't think Ashley goes home in really any scenario. The only possibility is if she's up against Morgan. I think Morgan only goes home if Lauren's HOH. Lauren only goes home if Morgan's HOH. And I think any other scenario, the boys go home. Either Keanu or Vince is probably going home at this double if there's not a blockbuster. And that's what we're going to pray. So going into the double, Keanu is shit out of luck. Keanu needs to win a competition. Vince, he's very dead in the water. He probably needs to win a competition, especially if Keanu wins one. Lauren and Morgan, they could shoot at each other and hit. Ava and Ashley are pretty much safe. So that's going to be in my mind when I'm doing these ratings. Let's get into these motherfucking ratings, y'all. I know that's right. All right, this week, of course, because I'm alone, I needed somebody else to rate with me. So Kingdom, we will be getting your ratings this week for these players alongside me. Now, the first one is, of course, Will. Will was evicted last week. I will be rating Will as an overall player. I do feel like Will is extremely good socially, but I feel like strategically, he was not active enough. He never pushed his agenda. He never really campaigned. When he was nominated or he was in a bad position, he did not operate successfully. He always was like, oh no, I'm gonna go home, da 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 da. So I think he has an extremely powerful social game that could literally take him to Final 3 in a lot of seasons. But I think what fucks him up is his own potential when it comes to strategizing. I'm gonna land on a 5 for Will, and I see y'all in the chat. So in the chat, I see mostly 4, 4.5, and 5. So I'm gonna do a poll. And I'm going to ask, what is Real's rating? A 4, a 4.5, or a 5? And y'all better vote. Somebody said 6. I'm not even going to put that. No shade. Because for me, he's a 5. Like, I feel like he does a lot of the good things. He just doesn't do great things all the time. You know what I mean? Like, the girl's asking for a 3. It's not giving 3. Wrap that up. It's not giving 3. 3 is crazy to me. I think y'all need to agree on 1. Okay. Majority of the people, we got 60 votes. Majority of people agree on 5. So I'm going to give him a 5. I think my Will is a 5. Honestly, I can see it. I don't see an argument for anything below a 5 because in my mind, 5 is the average Big Brother player. I genuinely think Will is the average Big Brother player. I think he's very average. Like, I don't think it's lower than that. No shade. So yeah, there's Will. Next we have Keanu. Keanu is he can win these competitions. And I think that's what I'm thinking of. If Keanu makes it to Final 2, I genuinely think he has a chance to win the game because people respect him within the game. But he's not a good strategist. He's working on, he tried to get the veto used on him. It didn't work. He tried to get Lauren nominated. It didn't work. It was Morgan who got her nominated. Everything he tries doesn't really work. He spreads information to Kelley that he shouldn't be telling her. He spreads information to Ashley that he shouldn't be telling her. He does so many things that he shouldn't really do. It's always it always backfires on him because he's not an effective game player. I see 1, 2, and 2.5 are the most I see. I can throw 3 in there because I guess some of the girls want to say 3, but I'm gonna do the poll. For me, this week, he could go home. If Kelley wins veto, he is going home. So it's not giving for me. So I don't know. He could go home, but he could win the blockbuster, which is good for him. I guess that's a positive. He could win the blockbuster, but he could go home. If he does win the blockbuster, he can win the next HOH. He can win a veto. He can win the comps. He can win the comps. He can win the comps. I think all it is for me is that he could win the comps, and that's not enough for me. He's not necessarily playing the best. I think he's doing okay when it comes to trying to work with Morgan and Ashley, trying to continue to work with Vince, but they don't really value him. They're literally evicting him. He has no allies. No one really likes him in this game. He will be the head target going into the double, even if he stays. If he wins a comp, he'll be the head target next week. If he wins a comp, he'll be the head target next week. If he makes his Final 3, neither of them are taking him. He has no social or strategic capital. It's just comp wins. And I really can't reward that, honestly. I gave him 0.5 last week. I have to give him, I think because he's made these workings with Ashley and Morgan that mostly worked a little bit. Like, they want Kelley to go. They don't want Keanu to go. They want Kelley to go. And I do think that that's good strategically. I can give him, the chat is saying a 2. The chat is saying a 2 for the kingdom. I think I got to give him I can give him a 2. I can give him a 2 because we're so close to the end game. He has great win equity. He could easily win a comp, and he convinced Ashley and Morgan to not want him to be evicted this week. They want it to be Kelley. So I'll give you that. Next we have Kelley. Girl, for me, Zero. You know, for me, zero. I don't know what y'all are thinking for Kelley. I'm not fucking with her. I guess she has allies in Lauren and Ava. If she loses the blockbuster, she's going home. If she wins the blockbuster, I don't think she's winning the game. I genuinely don't think anyone really cares about her within the game. I don't think she has much value. Of course, Lauren and Ava like her a little bit, but Lauren and Ava are both preferring each other over her. I think Lauren would even take Ava to final 2 over Kelley, which is stupid. But I think she would do the stupid thing. Like, I think Lauren would literally lose instead of take Kelley. And I think the issue is that if Kelley gets to the end, there's been remnants of people wanting to vote for her. But I think that's emotional. I think when they see Kelley and they hear her stupid ass speech, they wouldn't vote her to win. So I'm not really worried. I see in the chat zeros, 0.5s, and 1s. Real. Let's start the poll. She's the main target this week as well. They literally want to evict her over Lauren, even though it would be smarter for them to evict Lauren. It's just not good gameplay for me. It never really has been. I don't fuck with it. I'm finna give her a 0.5. That's the gag. That's the. Oh. Okay, chat. There might be a special guest here. Let's give a round of applause and let's introduce Big Ashley.
I heard you bitches was looking for me. Bitch, here I go. Bitch, here I go.
I heard you bitches was looking for me.
Bitch, here I go. Period. You know, the girls had to get off work. I had to bust through. Because y'all know, child, the energy, she wasn't there last week. I would love to apologize to the kingdom. You know, the girls get overstimulated. You know, sometimes the girls, when they get overstimulated, they say things they maybe don't mean, you know? So I had to, I checked Pharaoh, and
you asked.
Need to be checked. He didn't need to be checked. Because, well, the gag is I checked you, but as you corrected me after the podcast, I actually cut you off first. But we're not gonna get into those details. It was a lot going on. Because also, child, we be live every single day. If you have been on the Kingdom in 2020, what year is this? 5? Y'all know we have been live every single fucking day. So a bitch was tired. I'm sorry, but we're back. Pharaoh, I'm sorry, sister. I didn't mean to check you like that in front of the girl.
You never checked me.
Oh, I never checked you?
You asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At most.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the girls are back. And
the boys are back. Hey!
To anybody who was like not feeling our lack of energy, I do apologize. We want to be here for y'all. Because this is the space that we curated. You know, we want this to be a positive and happy space, but this is also the reality kingdom. And sometimes we have real ass moments, bitch. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Where were we at? I don't know why you put. I didn't come to rate. I just came to talk.
And you better come to rate. Okay. I got the Kingdom rating, girl. Shout out to Brown Charlie. Brown Charlie said the fam is back together.
Period.
We rated Will overall. The Kingdom gave him a 5. I gave him a 5.
I think Will overall, like I enjoy him as a social player, but I feel like he went home at the end of the day because he would never really cross that line of pushing his own agenda. Like he could have easily set over Ashley. Ashley was building the social rapport in last week to be able to stay while he already had it. Like Morgan and Vince were talking about taking Will all the way to final 3. And then Morgan is one of the main reasons why you go home. Like he really should have just opened his mouth more and he would still be in the game to this day.
Clock it. What would you rate him?
I would say I agree with the 5 overall.
Okay, period. We A Kingdom. Khalil in the chat said, "It's okay, baby. You're a prophet. Push your pen and your paper."
Because I was like, it was so much going on. I was overstimulated. I was stressed out about work. I hated the direction of the season, bitch. I had to deactivate my account. I signed out of the TRK account.
No, that's right.
Instagram. I said, I don't want to see anything on social media right now. But while I was away, I was manifesting. Okay. So if Ashley wins this game in about the next week or so, We know why.
Amen.
We know why.
Amen. Amen. Girl, we rated Keanu a 2. Me and the Kingdom.
I mean, girl, I agree with it. So I will also say, so as far as keeping up, I mean, Pharaoh has been my Taryn. She's been downloading me every day about what's been happening. Amen. So I can't give general thoughts. I know enough about these people. I probably can go ahead and go a whole essay on the week.
Amen.
But child, it's not going to be in depth.
Amen. You would think we haven't rated Kelley, but we have. The Kingdom has agreed on a 0. I have agreed on a 0. What the fuck is Kelley?
She is literally nominated this week by Vince. She's likely going home if she doesn't win the blockbuster. She should have been out of this goddamn house. I don't know why she's still here. I'm so excited that the social dynamics are switching up a little bit in this next week because we now have a chance of like actual good players being at the end instead of flops like Keanu and Kelley. So she's been a flop. She is a flop. She's going home. If she doesn't go home this week, she's going home in the double. I truly believe so.
Yep. We move. Next is Lauren. Oh my God. Lauren all the way got nominated.
So this is, y'all, when I tell you, because I have not been on Twitter, when Pharaoh told me that Morgan is convincing Vince to nominate Lauren, I'm like, well, Vince is not going to do that. Like, Vince is a pussy. That's not something he would do. Like, he's had loyalty to Lauren this entire time. How is Lauren nominated? Can someone tell? Like, Pharaoh told me, and I'm still confused. Like, the fact that Lauren is nominated on Vince's HOH, I kind of feel bad for the girl. I feel bad because the one person that she was not scared to talk to is the one person that has fucked up her game to the utmost. This girl used veto on him. This girl, she did so much for him in this game. She truly has. Yeah. And he just fucking don't give a fuck about this girl. Like, it's actually sad. It's actually sad. Like, and Lauren also is an example of when you're not active as a player. The reason why Morgan gets what she wants with Vince is because Morgan is a dominatrix, okay? Amen. She is going to step on his neck and Vince is going to love it. He's going to tell her to step harder. Yeah. So if Lauren was that type of player, he would be scared of Lauren too. The issue is he's not scared of Lauren. And that's why every once in a while, you do have to crash out. So people know not to fuck with you. See, Vince knows he's not going to fuck with Morgan because Morgan is crazy. And Morgan will be on his ass. He know Lauren going to sit there and, well, you shouldn't do it, but if you have to, and I mean, I guess, but you know, he can get over on that. And that's what's been happening this entire season. Vince has been pushed to do what other people want because his actual allies don't push him to do anything. So for Lauren, girl, you're literally being nominated by your only ally in the game, your number one ally, the person that you put the most trust in, and you refuse to talk to anybody else. Lauren could actually have her own separate game if she just spoke to anybody else. I don't even think it's a 1. It's a 0.5 if we're being honest.
Oh my God. It's really bad. She refuses to speak to. I'm scared. She hasn't talked. Morgan won the veto. She knew Morgan was pushing her name. She hasn't talked to Morgan once the entire week. She does not talk to Ashley. And she hasn't talked to Ashley the entire week. She literally said, I'm not going to campaign to Keanu when Keanu is one of the main people voting her out. It's like she does not want to talk game to anyone she's uncomfortable around. And she's uncomfortable around 50% of the season because around 50% is by people. But I just feel like she's been uncomfortable with half of the house the entire season. And she's only been comfortable with Riley, Kat, Ava, Lauren, or herself, Kelley, and Vince. What's the common denominator? Kelley, Ava, Vince, Riley, Kat.
Ciao.
And Zach. I'll give her Zach. 50%.
Girl. The diversity higher.
So there's that. She's just scared. I'm scared of everyone. She was scared to talk to Will when all Will talks about is sugar plops and bubblegum. Like,
being scared to talk to Will is crazy, girl. Will is the nicest person in the house.
Like, what's happening? Everyone loved it. Like, I don't get it. It really makes me uncomfy. And she was even comfortable with Jimmy. And it's like, Jimmy is one of the more aggressive players this game. And you were comfortable with Jimmy.
But you know what's not aggressive?
That skin. Oh my God.
That's what she's
saying. Like I'm just like, Jimmy was so like passionate and forward and everything, but she was never scared. But she's so scared of Mickey and Keanu and Ashley and Will. It's like, how are you scared of Will? Like, certain things, it just rubs me the wrong way. And I genuinely don't think it's conscious. I genuinely don't even think she notices. If someone brought that up, she'd be like, I didn't say those things. I don't remember saying any of those things. In Texas, we just talk
in
like
Louisiana on the bayou.
In Louisiana, that's just how it is. I don't think she knows, and I'm not gonna like sit here and call this girl racist or anything like that. I genuinely don't think it's coming from a place of hatred. I think it's coming from a place of ignorance and lack of exposure, which is why it is good that we have the 50% BIPOC rule. She's been forced to live in a house with Black people and people of color for all summer. So hopefully this opens her mind up, and not just her. Kelley calling Keanu scary with his lockdown is crazy. There's just a lot of weird microaggressions that come from certain communities, and it's probably unconscious. And I think that's why Big Brother is a great experiment. Put these people in the house with people they're uncomfortable with. Make her uncomfortable. I'm glad she's been uncomfortable all season. Honestly,
right. Because if this was pre-BIPOC era, Lauren is a player who basically sits here in the showmance the whole entire summer, not doing shit, talking to a wall, girl. Yeah. So the fact that she actually have to be involved, and I've said this since the BIPOC rule has been a thing, there's a lot of players that get cast who are here for summer vacation, and those players could usually do well, make it to the end game, have a chance of winning, but that's no longer the case. Like, you have to get up and work, okay? Mm-hmm. Which is the reason why, the winners have been a certain type of situation recently, because the players who go to work, I mean, it's like the real world. At the end of the day, when you're talking about hard work, a lot of times the players who are doing well in these newer seasons, it's because they haven't had the privilege to be able to get to a place in life because it was given to them. Like, they actually had to work to get there. So in a social, strategic type of game where you actually have to make relationships, and those relationships matter to how far you get in life or in the game, it's important, Like, I'm not saying that I don't know Lauren's life, but I'm sure Lauren probably hadn't necessarily had to go through a lot of struggles to be where she is to this day.
Exactly.
And that's also because of her age as well, but a lot of times certain people with more background and culture, they do have that experience, which is why they do well in the house.
Exactly. The poll tied. I asked the fans, I gave them options. It tied between a 1 and a 2. So I'm going to give her a 1.5 for the Kingdom. For me, it's a 1. I feel like if she survives this week, which it looks like she will, because Morgan is sticking to her promise to Vince. That's another thing. The only reason she would stay is because of Morgan's relationship with Vince. It's not any of her doing. She has no relationship with Morgan. I think that's unfortunate. So I'll give her the 1 for that. But honestly, it's like your closest ally put you up. You suck. You didn't do shit.
I haven't been watching the week, but that's insane.
That's crazy. That's great. Like, she ruined her entire game. I haven't even broke this down. She literally ruined her entire game by saving Vince weeks ago when Riley went home. Riley went home, then Kat went home, and those were both loyal allies to her. For Vince, who's nominating her, you know who wouldn't have nominated you? Probably Riley and Kat.
Yeah. Even back to the Zach week, like her wanting to keep Zach, it's like, girl, you should have. Her wanting to keep Vince over Zach, like, girl, you should have kept Zach, because Zach would never do this. Zach would have nominated him damn self.
Literally. She probably should have kept Jimmy. She probably should have kept Adrian. It's like damn near every week. She probably should have kept Zay. What week did she do the right thing?
The thing is, she just has no win equity. Because I was going to say, if somehow Ava, her, and Kelley make it past these next 2 weeks, then that puts her in a better spot, which is good because she worked on some type of relationship with some goddamn body. But that's least likely, and she can't beat either one of them at this point. So.
Exactly. The only person she could beat is Vince. And a part of me feels like she won't even take Vince. And it's like, she would probably take Ava or Kelley instead of Vince. It's like, you're losing to them. You should take Vince and you can maybe win. And that's saying maybe, because I could see Rachel being like, girl, I'm not voting on her. Like, I'm voting Vince. Sorry. So, hey, shout out to Theodore. Just popping in to say hi. Hope y'all are having a good week. I'm so glad. I'm a D1 Morgan Russo fan and never switch up on her. She's a diva. She is a diva. Child. Ashley.
Ashley. And this is really why I wanted to jump in the live. Because last week on the eviction breakdown, I was so distraught. I was so stressed out. I was done with everything. I could not even talk about the week. Keanu had won the blockbuster. I barely watched the episode. I was over it. And the one thing I regret is not giving Ashley her motherfucking tens. The fact that Ashley stayed over Will, who was one of the most liked people in the game for weeks. For weeks, people had said, if you're on the block next to Will, you will go home. The people was not, he was not a threat in competitions. He wasn't even necessarily a threat to win in the house. Yep. And Ashley got those motherfucking votes. That's real social strategy. We said that on the podcast, I believe last week or the week before that, where people like Ashley is actually playing the game. The reason why I can't respect Ava, Kelley, Lauren, Keanu is because they're not playing the game. This is a woman who, if she had just sat there, like Will, it's no shade, she would have went home. It's up to her to go and make those relationships with people like Morgan. She has made a strong relationship with someone like Ava, who Ava has trashed her for weeks. Yep. She's made a connection with Lauren. The fact that she did not get nominated on Vince's week because of her relationship to Morgan, that she had to fix and make a strong connection again herself, impeccable. Like, it's so good. It's so, like, the fact that she is still in this game is truly one of the reasons why I love this show, is because she went to work strategically and socially, and she made those bonds work for her. She could potentially be in the final 5 on a pace to win this game if she gets the final 2. Like, this girl could be the winner of BB27 just for this small little minute move right here, getting Morgan and Keanu of all people. How many people have tried to successfully work with that man and have failed miserably? Who did it? My lawyer, Ashley motherfucking Hollis.
Amen.
I'm sorry. I hate that I didn't give her 10s when she did, because that is iconic. And it's not to say that she is like the next Tiffany Mitchell or the next fucking Chelsea Bayham or anything like that. But first of all, we saw a lot of lack of gameplay in this season. However, in a situation where it doesn't make sense for a lot of the people doing it for Ashley to stay, the fact that she stayed over someone, like I said, who has been so good socially for so long, like, I have to give 10s. And for that flip and staying off the block, not an initial or renom, baby, it's a 7.5.
I know that's right.
If she had the win equity, like I think she has the win equity, but if she had the path that I could see, it would be an 8 or higher. But I have to give her 10, 7.5, not just for this week, but also for that flip. I'm sorry.
I know that's right.
She deserves her 10s. This could be her highest score. And I don't give a damn. Right. You have to give 10s with her fucking due.
I know that's right. Now the chat overwhelmingly gave her a 7 because I put 5, 6, or 7 because that's what I saw in the chat. Now, chat, do y'all want to redo for me to include 7, 7.5, and an 8? Because I could do that. I could do that.
I feel like it was like as far as like I said, a lot of things go into these last minute ratings. Like, I think about win equity, which I think she has. I think about what happened during the week and also the future. I think the only thing Ashley messes up is her future. What is Ashley's path to the final 2? A lot of it includes winning some things. So she has to start winning a little bit better. But as far as playing the game of Big Brother, she's been doing it and doing it well. So I have to give her 10s. One of the best. Literally, she is probably, out of the entire season, I'm going through my head, top 5 player.
Top five, maybe even top 3. Like, she is one of the more strategic players of the season. I think she's done everything she needs to do with what she has. Her closest ally got fucked up out of the game, Rachel. She flipped the votes to make sure she stayed against Will. She created this relationship with Morgan. She's also creating this relationship with Ava. She's also creating this relationship with Keanu. She said it to the camera. She's like, I have one of the closest relationships to almost everyone in the game. I think I'm in the center. And we went over the potentials for the double. She's safe. Like, Ashley is moving forward, is safe. Her only issue is, how do you win the game? Because she thought she could go to the end with Morgan. And then she was like, well, no, Morgan will beat me because she has the 3-peat veto. And now she's transferring towards maybe Ava, but Ava's going to beat her too, most likely, because the white girls is voting for Ava. Like Lauren, Kelley, I don't know about Keanu. Maybe not Keanu. That's the thing. She can still get the votes. She can still get the votes to win. Even
Will
next to Ava.
Me, girl. Will, you better...
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's the issue is that it's risky against someone like Ava, who's been consistently social, against someone who's like Morgan, who's been so dominating. It's like, she has such a hard path because of her. She has difficult win equity because of her what is it called when you have a list of things that make you qualified? We say it all the time for Big Brother. What is it called? Resume. Her resume sucks. It's ass. You've only won one veto, and that was it. You didn't really do much else on paper, and I think that's her only issue is that Ava won 2 HOH, or Ava won an HOH in the hamster wheel, and Morgan won the vetoes, and Ava's never been ours. She's only been on once. You know, all of these different criteria that make these other people look better than her. But other than that, she has a social game. She has potential with the votes in the jury, and she has the strategic game. If she gets to the end, she has an argument, and hopefully she can eat that shit up.
I think she would argue with well too. She would give. Yeah, I think she would give Taylor Hale levels of final speech.
Yeah,
for real.
I agree. Damn. So it still ended up on a 7. All right, Kingdom. I'm giving her a 7 for y'all, and honestly, I think I'm gonna give her a 7 for me as well. She ate this shit the fuck up.
I had to give my glaze. I'm sorry. I had to.
No, and honestly, you're real as fuck for that. You're real as fuck for that because it was a back-to-back whammy. I'm gonna give it to her though because this relationship with Morgan really, really saved her. I think the reason is because if Morgan wasn't in the house, girl, you probably would have been nominated. And that's like Ashley didn't specifically convince Vince, but Morgan did, and that's really, really, really good for her. But it's like if Ashley was the one who ate that shit up and convinced him herself and made him da-da-da-da, I would be like, okay, girl, you're an 8, you're a 9, you're a 7.5. But for me, I'm like, you ate that up. You eat a lot. But let's move to more God.
More God. More God.
More God won another HOH this week. This is her 3rd HOH of the week.
3 vetoes and 2 HOHs. Bitch.
This is really her 4th HOH. All of Vince's.
3 vetoes and 3 HOHs, bitch.
Bitch, she has a lot. This girl has won her 3rd HOH and her 3rd veto in the same week. She ran Vince's HOH down. I was getting a little scared when she didn't convince him to put up Lauren the first time, but she won that veto and said, that bitch is getting on the block. Okay, I'm getting her on the block. And Ava and Ashley are not going to be on the block. In Morgan's mind, now I will say Ava doesn't really like her like that, but in Morgan's mind, Ava and Ashley are her girls. Her entire point was to make sure both of them are completely safe. That's exactly what the fuck happened. Her biggest threats are Kelley, Keanu, and Lauren, and she made sure all 3 of them were on the block. Even when the HOH was Lauren's #1 main apple scrapple, this girl ate. Vanessa Russo, down.
Eat your heart out, mama.
Eat your heart out. This girl really, really, really bodied. Ooh, I'm seeing some high scores in the chat. Let me give y'all some options. I'm seeing 10, I'm seeing 8, I'm seeing 8.9. Damn. I think honestly for this week, I have to give her an 8.5. I thought this was a really great week. She ran this man's entire HOH and she made sure her girl Ashley was safe. I just feel like everything in the world pointed to her closest ally, Ashley, being on the block. And the fact that she's not because of Morgan, it's like, bitch, what else could you do? But let me ask the chat.
I'm going to go ahead and just give her the 8 from the information that you've told me, from the excitement I'm seeing in the chat. It's giving, I hate that I didn't fully watch this week like I needed to, because clearly this was more God's game-winning week. And I feel like I missed it. I'm not getting all of the tea. But from what I've heard in the streets, she's definitely eating up. The fact that she ran this man's HOH again and completely got what she wanted, to the fact that her allies are not even touching the block because she doesn't want it to. Like, this amount of control over a person, I really enjoy. Like me and Pharaoh have said several times, like, the reason why you'll see us championing people like Derek or Chelsea over certain other people, maybe like a Dan or a Will, is because we really enjoy dominant gameplays. Like, we love a bitch that's gonna go in there and round these people up and just have them do whatever they want. And Morgan, we're not seeing that on like a large scale, but just seeing it with Vince is so just impressive, because Vince is a very pivotal player in this game. He's always been, and her controlling him has really helped her so much in this game at multiple different points in the game. Like, I would love if she just rides him to the end and beats him in a unanimous vote. Like, that is the world I want to live in. Like, if Morgan or Ashley win this game, they have completely redeemed Rachel going home. They have. They have. That is what I need in my veins. And the fact that because Ashley is so active in the game, because Morgan is so active in the game, this is the future that we still have. Like, good God. Yeah. Honestly, we needed the Ashley and Morgan duo since week 1. Maybe we
did. It's because Ashley was beefing with her.
Like,
okay. Someone in the chat
said Ashley has been beefing with Morgan for so long, and now they like
the last two.
Girl.
Asia reminded me in the chat. She said, A 9 if Lauren leaves. I just remember she's not evicting Lauren. That I got to bring her down to the 8 because in no world should you not be evicting Morgan.
Like, what's the point of putting her up if you ain't taking her?
Like, if you were going to do all of this work to get Lauren up, you should be evicting the fuck out of her. It doesn't. Who gives a fuck about Vince and outside of the game in October? Fuck all of that shit. Evict that girl. That girl don't fuck with you. And we literally went through the situations for next week. One of the only ways Morgan could go is if Lauren's the HOH. Like, get her out. Like, she needs to go. And the fact that she's not evicting her, I do got to give her the A for that. Girl, that's the only thing. Evict her. What's the chat? Ooh, it was real close, but okay. 26% said a 9, 24% said an 8.5, and 37% said an 8. So we landed on the 8. We landed on the 8. Eight's all around. All right, we have Ava. I will say, this is what I'll say about Ava. I do think she's in a great position. She's not going home at the double. She's probably not going to go home after that. The only person who will target her is Vince. I think there's a situation where Vince could get her out. I guess if he wins a veto, if he wins a comp, he might not take her to final 3. I think there's situations. And I do think people know she can do good in a jury. So I'm like, if Morgan wins the final 3, she probably wouldn't take her. If Keanu wins the final 3, he might not take her. If Vince wins the final 3, he might not take. Like, she might not get taken to final 2 if she can't win herself, but maybe she could. She's won comps. She's also probably likely making the final 3, and maybe someone like Lauren can get there with her. Like, she could end up in the final 2 seats, and if she is, she has a good chance to win over a lot of people. So she has a lot of good potential to win the game, which is why I feel like I have to give her the 5. I feel like she's still not. I can't give her the 5. I have to give her 4.5, and this is why. She didn't even want the veto to be used on her.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think you know this.
Yeah, I don't know much about Ava.
When Morgan won the veto, here go Ava. And if that bitch uses the veto, I mean, why would you use the veto for Lauren to go up? You shouldn't use the veto. I don't even want the veto used on me. Like, you shouldn't even use the veto. If that bitch uses the veto,
she didn't want Lauren to go up for what? Why did she
she didn't want the, like, girl. Lauren likes Vince better than you. Like, Lauren's still taking Vince to the final 2. Like, I just can't. Like, she frankly, what
is her obsession with defending Lauren? Lauren is a grown ass woman.
Matter of fact, make it a 3. No, let me stop. I'll make it a 4 though, because she didn't want the veto to be used on her. You were you were Vince's target. You didn't want the veto to be used on you. Frankly, she shouldn't use the veto.
I've seen a lot of all over the place scores. I feel like you gotta do it like in sections, like 79.
Hold on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. Okay.
I mean, I don't have that many opinions on her. Like, when you were telling me about the week, I feel like you didn't bring her up that much at all. So I thought she wasn't doing shit. Hearing that she didn't want the veto used on her is crazy. Just from what I remember from, the rest of the season so far, I don't see any reason for anyone left in the game to want to target Ava. It seems that, like, even if she is a nomination, which could definitely happen every single week left in the game, she may not go home. Like, I could see her in a solidified top 3, definitely final 4 situation, because of just how the layout of the game is. But like I said, I'm not gonna judge too high. Honestly, let me know what the chat gives, and then I'll just decide off.
Yeah, girl, I don't even know. I gave them a range, so vote on this range, and then after the range, I'm gonna do another poll. Oh, this was a bad poll. I should have did a different range. Sorry, y'all will be all right. Okay, we got a lot of 2 to 3.
I'm really hoping she's not in final 3, only because I don't think Ava deserves to be in there on finale night. Like, at this point, as long as he loses, Keanu can be there. I'm really hoping we can get Morgan and Ashley in that final 3. Like, please God, because I think if Morgan and Ashley are there, one of them wins regardless, and that's what I need in my life. Like, truly, like, if we can end this season with Morgan and Ashley winning, it will redeem so much in this season. Because I know that, like. And we're talking about this a little bit too. Whoever wins this season is going to be, like, not regarded as one of the best. But I would argue that if Morgan or Ashley wins, they shouldn't be that low either. There are definitely lower people on the totem pole. They're not top tier. I would argue for a pretty decent spot for Morgan, if I'm being honest. I would put Morgan in a pretty decent spot, I feel like.
I agree. She would be higher. I think the only person who, if they win this season, I would genuinely consider them like I think Morgan and Ashley, but I even Ashley, I'm like, there was a lot of, different issues that I saw, but Morgan is like Morgan feels like a normal situation with the season. I feel like everyone else kind of feels like this feels a little weird for anyone else. Although I love Ashley, I just feel like even something about her is like something was wonky with this season. I don't know. Something just feels wonky about everyone else except Morgan. Morgan feels consistently, actively playing the game. Like she could remind me of a Chelsea, and she could remind me of a whoever else, like a Tiffany or even an Xavier and stuff like that. Like a consistent player throughout the season. No one else really reminds me of that kind of energy. It doesn't feel Big Brothery.
How insane would this be? I can see Vincent following through with Morgan and Lauren and someone making a tough decision.
I agree.
If Vince had the final decision,
he would throw.
Girl, he's taking Morgan and losing as he should.
He would, if Vince chose, he would choose Morgan, in my opinion. I think he would intentionally not be able to choose. He would intentionally throw that HOH and he would let Morgan and Lauren fight it out. And then whoever takes him. And he's probably losing to both of them, honestly. It depends. If Lauren takes Vince, I think she might lose. I don't know. Damn, it's literally a tie between a 2 and a 3. So y'all, it's 2.5. I'm gonna just have to give it a 2.5. Well, I don't know.
I'll just give it a 3.
I think it's a 3.
I think like it's a 3. With Ava, like
I think
I'll reassess with Ava after this double. To see who she's next to, who could be the votes for her. I think that she realistically should get a higher score, but I really just haven't been paying attention, so I'm not gonna push too hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the 3 because although it's a tie between the 2 and the 3, a lot of people voted 4, so it's like it's leaning higher, even though there was a lot of people voted 2. People voted 3.
Fuck it. Ava could definitely win this season. I wouldn't love it. It depends on who she's next to. Like if she's there with like Lauren and Kelley, Ava better win. But we'll see.
Yeah. Meh. All right. Last we have Vince.
What did I give Vince the week he put up? Catherine.
The week he put up Catherine was this week, week 8. You gave him a.
No, because she already out, so it'll be the week before.
Oh, she already out. The week before, you gave him
a 1.
A 1.
I'll be doing a 0.5, actually.
Yeah.
It's even worse. Not only are you being fully ran by someone else to do something that's not in your best interest, you're also being forced to keep another person safe, and Ashley, who does not like you necessarily. I don't know if something has changed. Let me know, chat. But it doesn't seem like Ashley necessarily cares about Vince. He has screwed over Keanu. Now Keanu is working against him with Ashley and Morgan. He screwed over Lauren, someone who has put full loyalty into this man. People like Kelley, he's been lost her trust because he keeps being influenced to do things that's not in his best interest. The man is so easily influenced. I don't know if it's a people-pleasing thing. I don't know if it's an insecurity thing at this point. I don't know if it's a he's in love with her thing. But the fact that he is so easily able to be moved by someone else's decisions is crazy. Like in no world was it smart for him to I don't think it was smart for him to take out Riley the way he did. I don't think it was smart for him to nominate Catherine the way he did. It's not smart for him to now try to take out Ava in this convoluted way by putting up Lauren and then also trying to take out Kelley. Like he's just doing too much, and none of it is what he wants. It's what other people want. It's always what someone else wants or what he can do to piss the least amount of people off. He plays scared. Simply, he's a very scared player. I've never seen no player like this that is this terrified of making moves. Even Lauren is a little bit more dominant than this. And it's like you let Lauren over dominate you? Like, I just don't get it. How weak this man is. Like, I'm sorry to say that. But
it's real.
Why does he have zero backbone? Like
Negative.
literally zero backbone. I don't get it.
Girl, I agree. He's a flop. And he's weird. Like, I just feel like this whole week was weird. Like, oh, Lauren, can you go on the block for me, please? Like, please, Lauren.
I would have cussed him out if I was Lauren. I would have gave him a good ass Louisiana goddamn read, bitch.
And for him to have the audacity to then try to check Morgan after he nominated Lauren, like you have him this morning. Last night, this man tried to diss her, check her a little, shade her a little bit, like, oh, well, if you go against me, if you go against me, I'm a KMS and da 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 da. and why'd you have to do this, and you put me in such a tough position. And she was like, nigga, you chose this. You know, you put her up. You could have easily. She literally said, why didn't you put up Ashley then? I couldn't. I would be in a bad position either way. It's 3 people who don't like it. 3 people here, 3 people here.
That's always his logic. Like, please don't go into Big Brother like thinking on that logic. Like, oh well, I pissed off 3 people here, and I pissed off 5 people here, so I should just make the move that's not gonna piss. Like, girl,
piss off. You piss off, nigga. Coach Number Simmer says, do you guys still think he's a good player or not anymore? He's way too sloppy, in my opinion.
I don't even want him to win anymore. There was a period of time where I was like, if Vince wins, I will be okay with it. I think I would still like him as a winner over someone like, honestly, Ava, if I'm being honest.
I agree.
And Kelley and Keanu. But honestly, Morgan and Ashley deserves to win this season. This man 100%. Is one of the weakest players we've seen into that house. Like, the fact that this is the 3rd or 4th, maybe 5th, 6th time where he's being influenced to do something that he doesn't want to do, and it's not necessarily in his best interest. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And it's like, it doesn't even seem like the logic is there to do it. Like we may see it once or twice. Like, you know, we saw Chelsea influence the Mackenzie thing, you know, Derek did the influence with the Cody thing and a few people throughout the season. But it's just like the fact that it's specifically on him, like multiple times from the exact same person or group of people, and he's so against it. Like, it's not like he's like, oh yes, I'm gonna do it, I'm fine with it, you know. He's against it, and he speaks on being against it the entire week, yet still does it as if he has a gun to his head. Like, I don't understand it.
There's nothing to understand. The nigga's weird. It's a chop for me. I think he has qualities that help him succeed in the game. It's kind of like Nicole Franzel without the intention. You know, being this little Cootie, Morgan, Vin, it works. It works in the terms of getting you far in the game. The reason he's here is literally that. Lauren used vetoes on him. Morgan was ready to use vetoes. Even Lauren this week is like, I'm still going to work with you till the end. Even though you did this, I think it's best that we stay loyal together. You know, Kelley, she scares me sometimes. Like, she's still in a way locked in. Like, Lauren might bring him to final 2. He might win this game. I think he is still capable of making people want to work with him in this game. Keanu wants to work with him. Morgan wants to work with him. Lauren wants to work with him after he's done all 3 of them dirty over and over and over again.
That's crazy.
So it works. This strategy works very effectively, although I don't like it, and I don't think it's an indicator of him being a great player. I think he's a good player. Honestly, I think he's a little bit above average, like, because of that.
I don't think he gets the win though. Like, and the way he does, like, this could even work in life. You know, like, I could see this working in life, like this personality type. And you know, he's seemingly living well, unemployed, living his
7 years, no marriage, no ring,
and everything. So I'm like, but gaining respect in the game of Big Brother is where he's losing out at. Like, I think he has good qualities, like the way he lies, the self-interest. But I mean, you can't even say self-interest at this point because
you can't
doing so much of what other people want. So it definitely works. Didn't someone compare him to Enzo? But Enzo wasn't even this bad.
It's not like Enzo. I think I think it's unique. I think it's unique to him. But what he's great at is self-preservation. Like, he is extremely interested in making sure he can make it through the game. See, and the girl's not going to accept that because they don't fuck with him. I don't think he's a great player. I just think the way he plays the game, he will get to the end game nearly every single season. I think this is very effective.
I agree with that.
The reason so many people want to work with him is because of that. I think he just probably loses nearly every season as well. And that's the issue. Are you a good player if you can never fucking win? I don't know. But in a way, I could see him winning this season against the right specific. I think only Lauren is who he could beat. And it would have to be Morgan in the jury saying, we can't vote Lauren, and Rachel in the jury saying, I'm sorry, I can't vote Lauren. Like, she just hasn't done it for me. That would be
if he still gets a win playing like this, he would be one of the most interesting winners, I would say.
He would. I agree.
Because I it's hard because even though he's being convinced like this, I wouldn't put him like last.
I agree. I wouldn't. It's weird. So
He would have to be low though. He would have to be low.
He would, but not that low. He would be, in my opinion, bottom middle. He wouldn't be in the low tier. And my low tier is reserved for crash outs. No shade.
Like that would be I would need to see a Terran deep dive. I would need to see a Ethanimal deep dive. I would need somebody to do an essay on how Vince is the winner of Big Brother playing in this manner.
Yeah. I think Total Drama Simmer makes a great point. He says he plays well from the bottom, but bad from the top. I think that's true. I think the way he plays is great from the bottom. When he was nominated those weeks, we were giving him 6s on the block because of how many people were going to save him. Because he stayed next to Zach, who was literally being infatuated over by 3 women, and all 3 of the women evicted Zach over him. Like, I'm sorry, he kind of has good qualities, unfortunately. Like, because he's doing so badly now and the end game is weird and he's probably going to lose, we can't just ignore the rest of his game. He had these bitches snowed for so long. Like, it took them a long time. And even to this day, Lauren is still snowed. Keanu is still snowed. Morgan is still snowed. I'm sorry. Like, I don't like it. It's maybe the mustache. I don't like it, but it works. And this is why I personally think that this is why Nicole Franzel's strategy is very effective, because it reminds me of that. It reminds me of Cody. Like when you do when you appear as this subservient, weak person, people feel like you can appear as. I don't think Nicole is actually that. I think Vince is actually that, and that's the issue. But when you appear that way, people feel comfortable bringing you along. Sure, you can tag along. You're not a threat. I think a part of the reason that they were cool voting out Zach and not Vince is because they felt like, well, we can use Vince. No, the fuck you can't. And then on top of that, they genuinely can't trust him. I think the fact that he is
not trustworthy,
a slimy snake, it elevates it a little more for me as well. It's like, not only are you making people feel like they can trust you, they actually can't. You were like, well, if we have to put up Lauren, hey.
And it's like, that's good. Once you isolate that part of his gameplay, it's like, great. But then when you factor in the fact that he's snaking his own allies for other people, like he's not doing this because he wants to. He's not being a snake to help himself or do his own agenda. He's being a snake to help someone else. He's being directed to shoot his venom on his own allies.
Sometimes it's to help himself. Sometimes, but that's
I'm trying to think.
When he was on the block and Keanu said we should do the plan to put up Lauren, so Morgan could use the it worked when he told Lauren to veto him, and she did.
That because Lauren's a dummy.
Exactly.
It only work on dummies.
Yes, just like Kelsey running people's HOHs only works on dummies. Like it really only works on dummies.
You're right.
But it sucks because I think it's only impressive when he's on the bottom. It's not impressive that you're getting ran on the top, bitch. You have the power. Why are you getting ran? Now, being subservient when you're a victim in the situation where you're nominated, it works and it eats. But when you're on the top, Total Drama Simmer 8 on the top, he sucks. He just needs to be on the bottom every week.
You heard it here first.
And he wants it. Oh my God, I just cracked the code.
What?
Vince is the bottom.
I was just going to say that. I literally was going to say, you've heard it here first. Vince is a power bottom.
What? I genuinely think, because life mimics
and Morgan is his dom.
I genuinely think he works the best when he's in a position of vulnerability. He likes being stepped on. He likes his balls out and wait. I'm turning to Big D. Okay, let me give my rating. I'm gonna give him a 1. The chat gave him a 0. Kingdom gave him a 0. I'm gonna give him 1. This is what we're leaving out at Vince. Let's look at the rate. Oh my God, we finna have 2 black queens at the top. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw someone say that was they didn't know Morgan was black. Yeah, Morgan is a half sister. She's a African sister.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Kelley is at the bottom with a 0 all around. Vince is really close to her with a 0.5 average. Lauren is down there with a 1. Keanu with a 2. Ava with a 3.3. And then the 2 bad bitches with a 7 and 8. Yes! Ashley and Morgan ate this week up. They're those girls. Fuck with them down. I know that's the fuck right. And we ate this shit up. Now-
I just had to get on here and give Ashley her 10.
As you should.
Yes.
As you should. Now, we got some announcements first. Don't leave.
We do.
Say. First, well, sort of, kind of. I want to let y'all girls know. The applications are still out, bitch. Y'all have it until October 21st to send in your applications. I see some of the girls in the chat. Some of the girls might be here who have already sent to the applications. Check your emails, ho.
Mhm.
Because we have been sending out requests for interviews, for things like that, moving forward in the process. Review your emails. Check to see if you got in one, because we need to schedule some of these interviews for you guys so we can get you guys the fuck on here talking shit about Ashley and events and all of that. Okay? Send in your application. Don't be scared like Lauren. I'm scared. It's okay. Scared. We're not gonna hurt you just because we're black. I promise. Also, baby, the schedule is bulking up, honey.
Wait.
Lee just got back. Lock in. Of course, for the next 2 weeks, we will still be here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for Big Brother. Actually, tomorrow, Wednesday, is my last after show of the season. I will be joined by Kyland Young.
Ooh, he looks so good in this picture.
I was joined by Kyland.
So good in this picture. Wow. Does he know he's fine as fuck? Like, do you think he wake up?
That's
like,
when
he wake up and look in the mirror, he's like, wow.
It's not cute to know.
That needs to be my question. That's going to be my question. Kyland, do you know you're God's gift to this planet?
I think he knows. I think he knows. So yes, join me tomorrow for my last one with Kylan. We will most likely be talking a lot about The Amazing Race because that is coming up very, very soon. Every single Friday, we will be going live to discuss The Amazing Race, guys. So definitely tune in with us for that. Yes, Lee.
But we also going live this Thursday for the
premiere. For the premiere,
the cast.
We're doing the cast reaction on Thursday. We're doing the premiere recap on Thursday. Why are we not doing it on Thursday?
You can't. You going? You leaving?
I know, but I feel like there was a reason why we're not going to do it throughout the season on Thursday. Why are we not doing it throughout the season? Thursday.
Oh,
because I'm like, wait, why are we?
BB6, but I think maybe that was the new schedule. I think we.
Because we're gonna do Rewind. That's going to eventually come, so we need to just keep it on Friday. So we'll be doing The Amazing Race on every Friday, I believe. So stay tuned for The Amazing Race 38 with all the Big Brother contestants. Of course, Survivor 49 is around the corner as well. Every single Wednesday, right after the episode, we will be going live for Survivor 49. This week, we will be doing our cast reaction and draft, which is tomorrow. And we will also be going live every Wednesday. And of course, Survivor Rewind is back, honey. If you missed it, last Survivor season, we started our Survivor Rewind. This is not the picture I need to have put up. Last reaction, whatever. We started our Survivor Rewind.
Get it together, baby. Get it together.
We started our Survivor Rewind and we did Survivor Borneo. Where is the rewind, honey? Like, I thought I had it here. Hold on, let me find it. There we go. Boom. But this one, we will be doing Nicaragua. So,
what? What you call me?
Tune in with us. On next Monday, we will be starting our Survivor Nicaragua Rewind. Every episode of Survivor 48. We will also be going.
You gotta get off of here, baby. You gotta get off of here.
We will be locking in. We will be eating it up. Join us on the Rewind. We're gonna be rewatching the season. It's on Paramount Plus and all of that. Get into that. What else we got going on? God damn,
it's too much, baby. Oh, Reality Rewind.
Big Brother Rewind. October 1st, the first week of October, we will be starting Big Brother 6 Rewind. Get into that right after the Big Brother season. Love is Blind is starting October 1st, so we'll be covering that. Get into that. And thanks for keeping it real with the kingdom, bitch. We out. I know that's right.
Found it out, baby. Found it out.